of America right now. America controls it. Technically, from my experience, we could do better with the old Southern white man, because at least I know how to, boss man, put it, not the Israelis. You're this, you said that, you know what I mean? They send them guys with cameras, hidden cameras, and you can see, and they got that in their mind, and they put out 28 million CDs or DVDs with us in at least 2 sessions. They had 3 sessions of them. And they had us there, and they, first they was trying to crush us that way, like they did some of the other people. And they found out, you can't crush me with whatever you say. I don't care. That's one of the beautiful things. I don't care what they say. I don't care what you say. You don't run nothing in my life. And then they stopped. If you notice, they pulled back. The whole crew. What was it? Hannity. It was Steve Emerson, Daniel Pipes, and one more. But they're Zionists. Abe Foxman. I used to be the man, he would talk about me like he was talking about his cousin or somebody. Right, Abe Foxman from the APAC. And all that other stuff. He's the #1 Zionist. ADL, I'm trying to tell you, okay, on the question about the Zionists and it was something in there about their control.
How Israel, I guess, Israel is
controlling and manipulating the flow of everything.
He wants to know, how can he inform his neighbors about what we talk about here, especially about how Muslims are forming alliances with Zionists. Right.
Okay, yeah. Well, okay. That's going to take work. In fact, that's exactly what we're trying to do. First of all, it's going to take a lot of patience. It's going to take tons of patience. It's getting close to Maghrib, right?
Yeah.
It's already Maghrib? Okay, well, we'll just squeeze it a little just before it's actually dark. We'll do Asr and Maghrib. But this, it's not innovation or nothing. It's just we got caught up in the spirit of the time. Okay, what do we do trying to inform the people about who the real enemies of America is? Our first approach here has been clearly the white people themselves, the FBI and those type of people, hoping that we can snag 5, 10, 15%. Because sometimes you need official clarification. We're trying to help boost them up to give them the courage. Remember, they don't like to be controlled by external forces either. They don't like that. The more, excuse the term, the more cracker they are, the more real Republican they are, the less they like that. But they can't do anything about it. It's the media, it's the this, it's the that. Okay, if we can encourage, which we're visibly trying to do, if we can encourage more and more of the people within the system to become whistleblowers, activist type people, that means they officially card-carrying people. They have access to everything we know, but they have access to dates and times, and they can say they did this, that, and other. That's the first step. that we're actually doing now, and we have been doing it. We cannot measure exactly what the effect is because they don't raise their hand and say, we with you and all of that. But we know that there are some people within the system that are with us. Because remember, we're not a threat to white people. We never have been, right? And they know why those are our niggas there. If we help, if we can get them niggas to help us, if we can arrange, now this is them now, if we can arrange platforms for them niggas to tell that story, we can dribble out or we can lose official data. You know what I mean? Prearranged data that we give this hacker or that hacker, whatever, that is official. Right? So one of the things is that we're working on is for them to develop the trust that they say we can do it. And the nigga are not gonna go down and get all this fame and fortune and double crosses. Well, it takes time. It takes time. It sounds crazy, but we have a few options in this. We don't have a whole lot of options. Now, we have to think what is the best and the less destructive. What saves lives, what saves the most lives, and what makes the environment better after the transition or during the transition to save lives, to make it smoother, and to have less hatred and everything. We have to do that. Other people think we ought to just go burn everything down. But if we've evolved to the other position, we have to look at all other rebellions and what have you, and we have to look and see what happens after transitions. We have to look at Africa after colonialism, right? We have to look at America after the Constitution. We have to look all over the world and see what happens after, because we feel certain that that after is close by. We feel the rate of decline is right around the corner. Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. The rate of decline, the momentum of the system going down reaches a certain point. Okay, where do we want to be in that? We want to be where we can have a positive effect. Why? Because if there's killing, if there's murder, if there's bombing, if this one white person get killed, it's going to be 30, 40, or 50 black people, right? And if we don't make the right transition, if we don't transform the ethics and values at the same time, when the Negro comes in power, he'll all of a sudden, he'll talk about integration today and love, 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 but he get in power, hey man, he'll go pick out a couple of them old movies and watch how it was, and then he'll be back, him and his Negro friends, and they'll want to finish off all the white folks. After all, they deserve it, right? We don't want that. We got a picture of a new world, and we want to be a part of that in the way that history has shown. No, history haven't shown that, but history have given hints about what are the possibilities of things working out to where we can influence the direction of change. That's why we're making the decisions that we're making. Not based, we already know, history didn't show this is what happened. You African, good. As soon as you get power, you're gonna do this, you're gonna get you a red car and all that, and you're not gonna do, it's an old joke I tell you when I go make wudu and but anyway, that's the message we have for what do you tell the people who have worked with the Zionists, we can show them as an example. We have been here all of this time, and we're not fazed by Ridwan Jaka out there at Adams and all, and Margbag America out in Manassas, and everybody else, Mass, and everybody, and over there, northeast, northwest, wherever you find them, they're not here. They're not coming by saying, well, Imam Musa, we've been paying attention to you. Seem like y'all been on the money over there. Quite accurate. So we'd like to cooperate with you. They don't say that. They work harder against the boss man, the American FBI, because the FBI was sending a message when they came by here. It was several messages in one. But one of them is that when he was leaving, he said, well, you don't have to worry about us anymore. So what do you mean? Well, this, that, and other. So I got a ticket on the plane. I come back here, and I got on the plane 2-3 times. And I was waiting for him to go through, well, Mr. Reams, you have to sit over there, stand on that line, or spin around in circles. They didn't do nothing. I said, they just took my ID. Okay, you can go. I said, just a minute. I'm not used to this. I almost said that. But I said, what's wrong with y'all? Then I just remembered, well, the white folks said. So you got to be patient. Here's what's happening. There will come a time very soon where everybody, this is an accounting within this period of time, where they will realize, that the Zionists are more deadly than niggers. Because the Zionists make us do stuff we don't want to do. The niggers, they can't make us do nothing. That's where they think. We're the white man. If the niggers get out of line, we'll throw some cutie pies. And now the cutie pies, everybody is, you see all the commercials? Every little girl is yellow. I said, what's wrong with that? I said, man, these is 2 generations yellow children here. That's the new, I said, what happened? They worse than, remember they used to have all the dance and show. They had the same brown paper bag test for showgirls and dancers back in the 30s and the 40s. Yeah, you couldn't join no dancing and kicking show, you know what I mean? Showgirls, you don't see no darkies on there. Well, now, not at all, and it's worse now because they got the Negroes. Every other commercial got a Negro with a white woman. You see them? I said, good God Almighty, what about reckless eyeballs just looking at them? But one thing, it humanizes everybody. That, I don't want to change the subject, but that takes a lot of stress off people. You know what I mean? So for instance, if you're a white woman and you got a Negro, a darky, well, he thinks you're special, right? And that there's all kind of special. That means that, hold it. You got to say, hold it. I am a female. I am a lady. I am a this, that, and other. But I didn't come from heaven. That puts a lot of pressure on, and then the Negro find out, man, that's just a good. You just a good, just like all these other, who's, right? Right? That takes a lot of pressure. And then on the Negro, she thinking, that Negro's one of them studs. And she's thinking, this Negro gonna hook me up tonight. And you just like any other man. They didn't the people have pressure on themselves that don't make sense. So right now, life is taking that direction. But again, I'll say like this. We have to just become more humane. And the way we wake people up and the Arabs up or whoever they are. The immigrants is, remember the immigrant, when he deals with Americans, when you deal with Islam, tell the people what Islam is. Don't worry about what they done heard. Don't spend all the day, we're not ISIS, we're not this. Just tell them what Islam is. If they want to see it written, show them the hadith, show them the ayat, and do some tafsir. Tell them what Islam is. Don't tell them what Islam is not. Just tell them this is Islam. Da, 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 da. And there's tons of ayats about love for humanity, about not speaking ill about the gods they worship. At least somebody would say something dumb about it. We got all the ayats that's needed. Okay, we start with that. The other thing is convince the Muslims the direction that we're going in. And if he's left with that Zionist American position, right, of voting and doing all of this, that, and other, okay, after the rebellion, after the transition, the people are going to look around and they're going to see who was with Boss Man. They're going to see it. If they're with him, do like, if you want to follow somebody, do like the hadith say, do this like the Jews. If they go in a hole, you're going to go in a hole. Well, do like the Jews. They got the NAACP, they got everything else first. They went after the people first. Then they come around at the system after they get all the people with them. That was a time when Negroes loved Jews. That was a time when they were just nice. And they were just like the children of Israel. We crossed the sea and all that stuff. Oh, it was right in there. It was in all the songs, you know. I'm trying to tell you. So the Jews did not go directly for the political system. No. When they come at the political system, they got everybody right behind them. Everybody is there. They done got the New York Times. They bought the New York Times 120 years ago, something like that. Right? They got pretty soon they got all the newspapers. They got the opinion, and they got all the people there. Oh, the Holocaust, oh my God, right? Then you go after the system. You all go after the system after you got everything in place. You got the money? Here, we're going to help you. You open your mouth about Jews, you're not going anywhere. We're going to crush you. You're going to have you apologizing. You could tell when they got there, the Anita Bryant, the orange juice lady back in the 70s, they run that woman crazy. She comes up talking about sissies. Well, you got to know when you talk about, excuse me, not sissies, when you talk about the other people, or what they call themselves, queers and all of that, yeah, okay. You got to know the Zionists try to break you down through that. They break the moral system down. This is clear what they do. They do that all the time. And then, do you notice that if you talk about Black Lives Matter, that's one thing, that's fine. But you see who's talking about Black Lives Matter, and then talk about gay rights. They don't deserve this. Go ahead. If you're so bad, I see you. I see you right here. Why you didn't think I don't want to talk about it? Because I don't want to spend all my time talking about somewhere way down the line. Right? We used to talk about this, that. We don't do that because we don't have time to be diverted. If you talk about certain subjects, it don't make no difference what you say next. Because they got you said this, that, and other, that's finished. So now all of them, they're going to come after you. But they've been wanting to do that all the time. They've been, I don't want to talk about Europeans and how they are, especially the males, because they got certain things in them. Okay? But now No, I'm telling you, I mean, I've been in prison all the time, you know, in fact, a Nazi, he had these